Divine masculines, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you okay? It is a pleasure for me to prioritize you today. I feel it is about time on my journey to open up to the divine masculine and share some life lessons, share some tips, show our evolution, show growth. Because if I do that, then hopefully the masculine out there will too. And the masculines all over the globe together will evolve in consciousness from a divine feminine being able to share with you the divine techniques of the masculine vibration. And what I see from a feminine standpoint in relation to the masculine evolution. Any divine feminine engaging, this would be really powerful for you. A lot of divine feminines, a lot of empress, we spend majority of our time analysing ourselves. What could we do more of to attract the masculine? How do we be more of the divine feminine principle to align to the masculine vibration? After my non-binary journey and really studying non-binary from a perspective of derivatives that relate to Darwin's theory of evolution and what it means to be more than just human, but humanoid, transhuman, right? In relation to the AI and the robotics and the evolution of prosthetics and artificial organs in the human. That's where we're going now. Yeah, trans ideologies really have transitioned into extraterrestrial. That's why this is the Hermitology channel with the yin and yang symbol of alienism. How our mental health, our psychological well-being, our ecological well-being, our background, lifestyle, relationship choices, same sex or otherwise, doesn't matter here. Whether you identify as masculine or feminine, today, tomorrow, next week. Because if we're being incredibly inclusive over here on the platform today, we will identify demi-boys and demi-girls and trans men and trans women. Many of you guys are in social groups that are hated on or misunderstood. But you use the masculine and feminine label differently. And I have been working incredibly hard with a massive collective of outliers, unique individuals that understand the concepts of yin and yang from a very new age scope of spirituality and difference, not always related to gender and biology, simply just how we view our energy and matter, our frequency and vibration, simple as that. But we do have to ground it in reality, because I got called here today by the divine. I was having a nice chill day and something said, what about the love readings, hermatologist? I want some love in my eardrums. I want to hear where we're at in love. I haven't been here for over a year. So it's nice for me to come back after a long hiatus and dive into love with you, because then it shows me how I've evolved, how I speak now on love and masculine and feminine will not only show my evolution, but your evolution and the collective that I'm now engaging with. So that's really sexy and exciting, powerful and uplifting if we don't do it in the right way, right? So let's dive in. The first things I want to ask for the divine masculine today, we may channel the divine feminine, and both of you may back and forth with the yin and yang. We don't know for sure. But firstly, I want to take your question. I'm going to shuffle the deck and see what the question is. Then I'm going to follow through with what exactly you want from this session, from this time with her, and then let's really dive into what you actually need, and then let's moral it down with an outcome. How about that? Let's have some strategy. Why not? Yeah? So let's dive straight in. Let's take a minute to say, woosah. As we do this, I've got my hands open wide. Be prepared to give and receive in this now moment. Ask the divine, your God, your chosen deity for this moment in time, your person that you want to surrender to, your dreams, belief systems, whatever energy you want to align to at this time. So open up and receive and let go of. Any energy you want to surrender to, open up and let that go. We're talking about counterparts and divine masculine and divine feminine energies that are no longer aligned to you. Some of us are coming in today with a call and we've got a load of exes lined up behind us. A load of relationships that still create self-sabotage in our mind. A load of toxic exes that we say it's their fault, but we were with them for a reason, and like attracts like. So we're not going to come here today and go, the feminine done this wrong or the masculine done that wrong, because you were aligned and like attracts like for a reason. So you are a mirror to whoever you were with. So if they were toxic, so were you. Yeah? No one's immune. And if I'm reading for you, guess what? I'm just as fucking toxic as you. Probably worse, because I should know better and I've got clear sight. Yet I'm still choosing to be an absolute prick. No one is immune, right? Let's dive. First thing is the question, yeah? So stay open to receive. Send your question telepathically to me, okay? You're powerful, yes. You are gifted, yes. That's the first question. Okay. Okay. I hear you. You're very loud. There we go. Don't worry, okay? It's really, really powerful and amazing that you can open up your vibration to me and feel comfortable enough to do so, because not a lot of people have that strength and resilience. A lot of people are intimidated to kind of even engage with this kind of craft because it requires them to open up and truly listen for once. Hear someone else, yeah? So let's dive in. The first thing that you asked me and said to me was, am I a sage? Am I a seer? Am I one of you? Am I one of these kinds of people? Yes, you are. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. You give me clairvoyant. You give me half-activated clairvoyant. I'm talking to a masculine clairvoyant who is only half-activated at this time. You are very intuitive. You have been drilling down on your intuition for the last 10 years, I would say. 8 years ago is when you really started to align to your truth and your mission. You really became something brand new. I'm getting rebranding as well. I'm doing the Twitter symbol. This is weird, right? Because there's a gift I use frequently for a while when Twitter transitioned to X, and it was the bird flapping its wings, and then the image changed to a bird's eye view perspective, and then it was actually just an X flapping. So there's something about a rebrand, a shift in design, a change in you, your corporation, your desire. You could have awoken at that time. But I do see franchise business, yeah? I see a shift in someone's business in a major way. It looks really nice. You are woken through this business. You are woken through this channel that you opened. That flapping symbol I'm giving, it's like the X symbol, but I want to keep flapping my wing. I'm literally doing the Twitter sign, right? You came alive, and that was because you was half activated. I see your concern, and I'm so happy to be here with you today and share this, because you were only half activated at the time. There's half of you still offline, and that half of you still offline must be related to the divine feminine, because that's why we came. So we're going to resolve that today. So already we know you're leaving this reading at the end with an awareness of the 50% of your clairvoyance that has been blocked off and shut away from you. Yeah? Straight away I'm sensing childhood wounding, childhood abuse, childhood trauma at a different degree in relation to mother relationships, yeah? Even an auntie, yeah? I get suicidal ideations as well, so you could have been dealing with a feminine with suicidal ideations, a mother or feminine figure in your life with suicidal ideations, okay? That's been a limitation to you. There's been elements of the feminine that have been somewhat blocked off to you, and as we talk about this and we use actual female representations of your family members or lovers as the feminine, we're missing the main scope of why your 50% is still unattuned, and that's because you are too 50% feminine, okay? So what's really sexy about your vibration, you're teaching me a lot, thank you for sharing, is 50% of your clairvoyance is masculine, 50% of your clairvoyance is feminine. All things are split down the middle in relation to the yin and yang. So you have been activated and you've been successful in your career, in your business, intuitively going forward with your designs and your ideas because 50% of your masculine vibration was activated and online at the time. But there's 50% of your feminine vibration that never saw the light of day, okay? We're going to look at that a little bit more because the truth of the matter is there's this gorgeous vibration inside of you. It's sun. So it's the most blissful, harmonious, sexy healing and nourishment. But the energy around this is talking to me about your root chakra. your sacral chakra and your solar plexus, mainly your solar plexus chakra. So there's been a lack of confidence, okay, and nightmares and insecurity about feminine. This could be one feminine or feminines throughout your life. This is what we talk about imprinting, right? And trauma bonding and ties and tethers. And when I scream cut cords, because I've got a real issue about trying to cut cords all the time in certain relationships, because I feel like I get really claustrophobic and attached to heavy vibrations as an empath. We can go from watching our mother and then analysing that as the feminine role model, and then going down to our first girlfriend, our second girlfriend, our third, our wife, how we treat external females in the environment, friends, colleagues, side pieces, people that we date, any female, shopkeepers, for example, post ladies, for example, any feminine would receive a vibration of imprint from the start of time, from the first woman that set the ratio and standard of women for you. Yeah? Difficult to receive. I know this incredibly well because that's the same that happened to me in reverse in relation to the masculine vibration. So if you have a disassociation, a negative relationship, trauma, dissonance, distance, distortion in a relationship with a feminine from the start of time, if that isn't healed, which you can only really pretty much do in adulthood when your awareness has been switched on through spiritual awakening, because as a child, you're still a child. Yeah, you only when you go through spiritual awakening and it dawns on you the trauma in the relationship, do you start to awaken and realize, my goodness, this isn't quite adding up. This isn't right. Why do I give off this vibration? Is this what I call love? Because you could end up in a relationship where you're the toxic one and you're the narcissistic one and you're numb and you don't open up and you don't give enough and you only care about money and you only focus on your business. That's just stereotypical things that I've seen when I do these kind of readings of how the masculine's quite frequently portrayed. Yeah? The cold, distant, avoidant masculine who focuses on his masculine friends and his business and his money. And when he has a bit of a window of time, he'll give it to you then. And maybe that's for sexual desire only. Or to spoil you with material possessions, right? Where do we learn those things? They're ingrained in us, especially depending on what era you grow up in. You learn these things. This isn't a reflection of you at all. This is a reflection of life. Stereotypes. Conformity, right? The truth of the matter is, sexy evolution for you. I'm so glad I came through to deliver this, because I see that your divine feminine vibration is coming online. You. How sexy is it when your divine feminine is you? 110,000,000%, right? You're alive and you're awakening. Do you know what's so gorgeous? Oh, wow. Look at this. So I'm looking at a masculine who is really, you're not in shadow. I don't know what to call it because it's not shadow. I've never seen this. Stay with me. I would normally say this is a grey area, but I've got a whole business based on grey matter and it's overlapping in my mind, so bear with me, okay? But I'm looking at a masculine who's not in light, who's not in shadow, but he's in the in-between. And he's shrouded, covered in what is the sexiest, deepest protection, a fog, a smog. So it's not nice for you, but for me as the clairvoyant seer or sage, I see you. I see your distance from either polarity. You're in the middle, you're grounded. You are aware of your heart chakra, your third eye, and your crown, right? But your throat chakra is sealed, and your solar plexus, sacral, and root down are offline. How fascinating, because we've already seen the masculine vibration 50% on, all feminine off. Then now we also see 50% of you is also on in the heart chakra, in the third eye chakra, in the crown. You're incredible at channeling through your higher chakras. I would say that you've got incredible higher chakra skills. The only thing I would say is a flaw in this design is your throat chakra is nowhere to be seen in this. If you were awakened from the heart and the throat chakra, third eye and crown, I would say you are a high level alchemist, one of the greatest. But at this time, because your throat chakra's not there, I'm like, okay, shit, this is serious. We've got some blockages, yeah? And even if you had the heart chakra up, including the throat, without the lower chakras, still a high-level alchemist, because some high-level alchemists will tune in and out of chakras. And the power and the gift that we all have as sages is sometimes to suppress certain chakras, higher or lower, to achieve a specific kind of radius, I want to say, or remove a specific kind of radiation from your orbital field, right? If we put it like that. So it's nice to look at this and go, okay, firstly, we already know that there's some insecurities and nightmares and trauma, PTSD, panic. However severe you want to look at it on a spectrum, could be a lot lighter than that, right? But I can see that you're coming from a place of being really sweaty. When I say that, I talk about hot sweats in the night, right? So waking up and all your sheets are covered and soaked because you sweat through the night, because you're so wrapped up. You might not even be having nightmares or anything negative, but it's the weight of the world in your auric field that's kind of spasming out. Because actually anyone who's got their heart chakra so out and online, your third eye too, and your crown, and the rest of you's offline, that's risky business. Risky business, because they're the most loving, exuberant, charged chakras of all. So to have all of that out on the front line and none of the layering behind it that keeps that going, I can only imagine what that does to your sense of self. Not so much your psyche, but you could be suffering with fatigue, weak bones, frail, chronic pain syndrome style conditions, struggle with your legs, your knees, your elbows, your arms, crooks in the neck, might need to see a chiropractor 2 or 3 times a week, or you might have had acupuncture, or there's things where they put the suctions on your back, different kind of physiotherapies and things like that to help you heal. But actually it's a chakra condition you're dealing with. Beautiful that you're so open and on the front line with this. Beautiful that you're coming into self and desiring to open up. I do see there's a lot of honesty that hasn't been brought to the forefront. And you know what is fantastic about this reading? I'm going to try and follow on with a feminine reverse after this to see how the feminine's getting on in relation to this. So that could be your opposing construct. So do come and look at that. But it's showing me the masculine here is pulled away from the honesty, pulled away because there's a lot of unveiling of the true self that would require so much instability in the root chakra, the sacral and the solar plexus, and it would then be required to be transmuted through action, which is the throat. Powerful stuff. So everyone has this ideology, not everyone, but stereotypically in the West, women, overly emotional, women this, women that, women, oh goodness me, they're crying, they're dramatic, they're overly emotional, they're needy, they're clingy, they're this, they're that. I'm not going to deny any of those constructs, for I am feminine and I do definitely carry a hell of a lot of those qualities. But you do need to understand that women who also have menstrual cycles and do give birth, we are forced to start at the root chakra, the chakra you're avoiding, the sacral, the solar plexus. We don't have the privilege of the masculine. How harsh of me. I'm always finding a way to attack the masculine. Even now, the masculine is privileged because he's not forced to start the journey at the root. And so this is fascinating because it talks about the masculine and feminine meeting in the middle at the heart space through throat chakra communication, because the feminine is forced to start at the root. The moment she's ungrounded, that's affecting the hormonal imbalances. That's going to affect the menstrual flow. Yeah? So she's got a lot more acceptance she needs to do. So that's something that we do innately because of our biology. Well, the masculine doesn't have that innate desire to dive into the Earth's crust and deal with the Earth's plates colliding and crashing. That's us. Our ovaries either side of us are fucking coming out, and they're coming down, and they're pouring down our uterus out to bleed up the place. And in that moment, that is the Earth's plates coming together, rubbing up, creating a volcano, and out the volcano pours blood. Sorry, but that's life. This is how it works, right? The masculine has not that concern. He only erupts through orgasm. So, as the woman has different ways to erupt, she's more advanced with the root chakra and the plates spinning out. So she manages it internally, but it comes out in rage and frustration and emotions during her hormonal cycles. That in a masculine is very powerful indeed, because a masculine in rage looks very different to a feminine in rage. And a masculine hitting a woman, crying, screaming, having a tantrum, looks very different in masculine and feminine constructs. Men can't get away with what women do, but men still need and have every right to express themselves in that more feminine essence, yeah? Men need to cry. Men need to have tantrums and throw fits and have moody moments. But that's suppressed because for a man to wholeheartedly dive in to the Earth's crust within them, rattling, that's your... I didn't know I was going here today, but clearly this is also an anatomy lesson. This is then your ball sacks. Yeah? That's why they say men are more driven by sex, because your ball sacks are either full or empty, right? Depending on the last time you've ejaculated, busting up, however you want to say it, that impacts the ratio of, I mean, I'm sure you would agree. Feel free to add your experiences in the comments, but from what I can tell, men behave very differently when they've got blue balls versus when their sacks are empty, right? Is that a fair thing to say? Of course it is, yeah? So with that in mind, you've got to start understanding the ratio of self. Yeah, the ratio of, I want to talk about the ratio of exchange, but I don't want to lose you all. So I'm just going to ground it in the ideology of the balls, the testicles, and the ovaries, and the womb, and the diverse roles they play in life. And if you pull up a Google image of both of them now and look at the activity that happens between them, that's happening with you within both of male and female, basically. Internally, through the chakras, through our X and Y chromosomes, through our DNA strands, in different molecular ways, yeah? So it's about understanding what is that period for me. Like, okay, I don't bleed out like a woman does, but when is it in the month that I have a weird wobble? Because I too do have the same XY chromosomes as she does, yeah? It takes both an egg and a sperm, a male and a female, to create life. You are full of feminine. Yeah? So if you suppress that forever and ever, and a lot of men do, and a lot of women wouldn't want a guy that's overly feminine, overly this and that, so there's judgment there too. But a real masculine in his power can have the flexibility to be feminine and light and let his chakras out. And that's really intimate. That's more intimate than sex. That's probably the most intimate thing of all, is letting your chakras out in front of a woman. Letting your chakras out in front of someone you love or desire to be with. When you go on a date, you show your best self. When you're dating, when you're getting to know someone, you show all of the lovely materialism that you have. And you work on your body and your appearance and your haircut and your clothing and having enough money and the nice shoes and everything to go with it. And you're setting up nice dates and you're making your house look great. Really, if someone's truly awakened and evolved, yeah, I'm a rare species as I say this, being aware that the muggles would not even perceive this to be a remote turn on. But you want to go for someone or connect at a chakra level or at a spiritual level. You want to meet someone yin and yang, because that's where you find soulmate, kin, long-term relationship. That's where you become one and other, yet the same. And that's how you get union in a relationship, right? And that means, because I'm telling you now, you have to fail 1,000,000 times over before you find the one. I know so many people that will get into a relationship in a day and say, that's it, I'm done. This is the love of my life. And I don't want to be rude, because I am the opposing construct to a lot of that. I'm clairvoyant, so I can go on a date straight away and I can see what's going to happen in the future. I get visions, so I know the options, and I know what isn't worth going down the road to do. So I know that's never going to work. So I make a choice to just not waste my time in it, because I can see the future. I don't know how everyone else who could see the future would make the same choices or go down the same route. But it's like, oh, we'll date for a year, then it's over, but I love them immediately. Then I'll date again, 2 years, love them, they're the love of my life, leave them, date 4 years, date 6 years. Oh, actually, we'll date for 12 years, we'll get married, we'll stay together for 24 years. But in some of those long-term relationships, and in those instances, the chakra has never been seen. People don't know what chakras are. Not everyone knows about it. When you're on a spiritual journey, you're forced to awaken wide, yeah? So you can't really look at anyone else for a standard ratio of healthy relations. Standard deviation does not include chakra variables in a relationship, right? It's a situation of, when I talk about standard deviation, I'm talking about standard norms and conformity in relation to muggles and everyone just settling down, because having a partner and getting a mortgage by the age of your 30 and having your first kid is a standardized, westernized construct of output that we are fed by the government and institutions. So when we choose to live outside that realm, become spiritual, we're sage, we're clairvoyant, we're intuitive, we study chakras, we build our own businesses and brands, and we branch out and do unique stuff. Whoa, is it hard to find people that are more kin and aligned to us on a chakra journey? And then when we do try and open up, ever try to open up to someone, have a relationship with someone who's a muggle and has no awareness of the spiritual context that truly exists, and the lattice within our soul that keeps us going, the tree of life of love and light, not really there, not really available, some connections are empty. That would leave you empty. I feel like in your life you've never had a real reason to unlock those chakras. Feels like a game, really, now I say it like that. You get to a certain level of a game and you unlock the chakras. I feel like you've evolved, masculine. I feel like there was no need up until now for you to unlock the lower chakras. For why would you bother wasting your time unlocking the lower chakras when there was nothing out there? Well, you didn't even know there was a need. You already had the heart chakra and the third eye and the crown. You didn't even know there was a need to unlock any more. Suddenly you click on the controller and you see new maps unlockable. What's that? The root chakras just opened up, but I need 1,000 more points. What's that? The solar plexus. 2,000 more points and it opens up a whole new map over there too. What's that? The sacral and the throat chakra too. And there's bonus points and NFT tokens attached to this. OMG. I need to get my shit together and start working on missions over here so I can unlock these chakra maps. Because these chakra maps open up whole new elements of the game. Yeah? Fascinating. So in that context, we've got to look at what we need to let go of. Yeah? But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dive into what you need, because we said that's where we're going to go. That was the question here, was what's going on, and we've dived in, and the question was, what's going on with me? Who am I? What am I doing? Where should I be going? Where am I going wrong? What do I need to do next? And the answer is, you are a seer, you are a sage, you are a clairvoyant, you are clear-sighted, you are clairsentient, clairaudient as well, clair-smelling too. So your smell will guide you intuitively, your sight will, and your sound will. Other people's voices will. You might also hear a lot of thoughts from other people. Telepathy is probably high and a struggle for you as well. I think you might have had a lot of telepathy in childhood that you didn't know how to manage. And I think that was a massive suppression for you in life. I feel like, especially with females, a lot of telepathy coming heavy from the female into your psyche, and you not knowing how to manage that or what to do with that. You could have pulled away from females quite a lot and isolated yourself from females, even wanting to desire to cover your ears or put headphones on, because the feminine would be so in tune to your crown. Remember, your crown and your third zone. So you can see that into a woman very easily. You can see and sense the joy that you bring to woman and the joy that woman brings to you, and you can see the heart that they do or don't have for you. You see heart and third eye clear-sighted and crown incredibly well. It sounds like you're cursed and blessed at the same time, because you've got the most gorgeous loving chakras all open and it's viewable for anyone else to receive. Even muggles can see your aura and glow and know you're worth something and you're valuable, you're beautiful, you're sexy, you're loving, you're kind, you're powerful, you've got so many attractive, amazing qualities. But then they see that in you and you see that back, and then you're suddenly receiving all of their visions and thoughts about you. And sometimes they're really molecular and needy and overbearing and too much and ungrounding to your mental health and emotional well-being, because you haven't got the root, the solar plexus, the chakra and the throat all locked in strong enough to manage the frequency that you're on. Yeah, you're tuned into a radio that you haven't, it's a pirate radio station you're on. You haven't done the right tuning and actually became a member. You're not paying for that service with the right chakras. That's the best way to look at it, right? So you suffer. You might have had a lot of karmic issues where you feel like you're cursed in life over and over again, because the example I just gave you was like you're stealing frequency. But that's not your intent. You're showing up loving, and you're getting bombarded with frequency back to you. It's that thing where you turn on the radio on. No one steals pirate radio. We've all got a radio, and suddenly we turn to a radio station and we're like, oh, what's this? Is this a pirate station we've just tuned into? Yeah, oh, it's lit. Yeah? And then suddenly, months later, you realise, oh, it's illegal. You're not allowed to listen to pirate radio. Oh, it's not allowed. Oh, I'm streaming something. I'm not allowed. Oh, it's illegal. Damn, I'm going to get punished. I've got to pay a fine. Do you get what I mean? So karmic flow, dharma and karma, I keep coming back to you saying, hey, you haven't done the lower chakra work. So you keep getting all of this goodness, because this is fascinating as well, because if anyone ever told you you're fake or dishonest or disingenuous or you act one way but you're not, bollocks, not true. It couldn't possibly be true. Because you're sexy. I say sexy in not a sexy way. Sorry, I use that word all the time. I guess my love language is chakras, so just bear with me here, okay? But I say that in regards to your heart is wide open and beautiful. Your third eye and your crown wide open and beautiful. There's nothing disingenuous about you. It's just the fact that your lower chakras are not connected to your higher chakras, and nothing's coming out of the throat chakra in relation to all of this. So anyone who is frequency in front of you, flying at you with their radius and vibration, you can't outwardly receive it and respond in kind, because you haven't got the lower chakras locked in, as I just said. So in relationships, you could always be seen as the one that's not giving enough. But it's because they're giving so much more to you than they know. You can see your other straight in front of your face. You go on a date, you're in a relationship, you're with your mum, family, sister, brother, uncle, auntie, best friend, colleagues, whatever it is, whoever you're out with and whatever you're doing, they're feeding intelligence. You're open. Your chakras are so open in the upper dimensions that you know everything and know how to soothe, heal, master their vibration better than they do. Your only issue with it and why you fell and your karma keeps spinning back around and you feel that energy of, goodness me, I'm cursed, this is bad luck, what's happening to me, is because your lower chakras are not there to finalize the job. Yeah? Now let's talk about what you need. Fantastic. This is so good. Okay. Then I'm going to dive into what you want. Okay. You're looking for someone powerful. Yeah. Inside you too. Yeah. In a relationship, you're looking for someone powerful, and inside yourself, you're looking for that mirroring vibration too. Because if you feel like you're with someone powerful, you are with someone powerful, then you're balanced and aligned. Because well done. You're clear sight. You know that when you're looking at other, you can see what they're providing you with, and you've had no reason to turn your lower chakras on because you can already see that that power is not equate to yours. So you're not being rude, you are just hyper aware or fully acknowledging the other vibration isn't truly a power match to you. When you're playing Pokemon, for example, you're going to choose the right Pokemon that's going to be able to stand up in the battle. You're not going to choose the weakest opponent, right? From your deck. So, you're going to hold back your chakras of strength and not flip out the energy card, Pokemon energy, whip out the yellow energy, whip out the red energy. You're not going to whip out your special sacral energy when you can solve the issue with a third eye. You could solve the issue with a heart chakra. You could solve the issue with a crown chakra. You've been living like this. You've been living like this all your life. This is why there's issues. I feel so harsh when I say this, but around anyone, let's get that out of your head as well, because I don't want you to kind of ever live in the realm where people think you're disingenuous. You're just playing your hand. You're playing your hand wisely. You haven't got a load of root chakra, sacral chakra, throat chakra, and solar plexus chakra cards. You've only got a certain amount. You've got them on the side. You'll whip them out when you need to. Up until this point in the game, you've only had to pull out the heart and the third eye and the crown to get where you're going. This changes for you in life now. And this is why you're here today. Because the needs, first card coming out is a piggyback. And it's obviously someone giving someone else a piggyback. You need a piggyback. The second card coming out is squad. Yeah? You need genuine people around you that are of a higher vibration and more powerful that you can play now. You need new opponents. And that's loved ones, funny enough, because I say new opposing energies, new entities in your vibration that will now challenge you to whip out your root chakra, your sacral, and your solar plexus and the throat. Yeah? A lot more to speak about on that throat as well, I feel, because I keep forgetting it. Because it's in between the heart and the higher chakras, it's a weird one to be off in relation to the rest of your alignment, right? Because if your throat was on, if it was your throat, your third eye, and your crown, I go, okay, interesting. Yeah, it's more realistic. But the fact that you've got a heart when you skip a step, then you're looking up the two at the top, it's kind of like, okay, more difficult issues here at the throat than you would outwardly assume, because your heart's just beaming consecutively, but then you've still got those three lower chakras that just set that off balance for you. You've got a lot of difficulties in those areas, yeah? So you've got a piggyback and a squad. You need people to hold you accountable. You need to be held. You need to be carried. You need to not have to be the powerful masculine all the time. Someone else has got to show up and step up and give you a breather, yeah? You see a lot about your future and what you want and what you desire. The kitchen kink card's coming out, and it's a very interesting card. It's sexy. It's a woman in lingerie in the kitchen, getting undressed in the kitchen. So it's more fetish in this kind of deck. Next to it, there's an orgasm cards out as well. It's really important that you be honest with yourself about what turns you on and what doesn't, and what you're attracted to and what you're not. Because your clairvoyance seems to be a lead signifier of your attraction. And sometimes the clairvoyance isn't really what we see in reality. It's a portal dimension of attraction. So it's about how you lock in your third eye to another person and the plethora of multivariance, variety, difference, yeah, that you see in that person. There's what you're turned on most by isn't what I think you would normally receive and understand. And I think you're learning that now. And I think maybe what you've been going for or moving towards in the past is shifting because your desire is now aligning to what you really want. Because I don't want to dive already into the wants, but you've wanted a relationship, because I've got the wants and the needs next to each other now, okay? So I'm diving straight into the shower power card. You've wanted a connection that is hot and steamy, and you need to cool off. You need to get in the shower quick. When shower power comes out, you are hot and steamy, and there's too much attraction here, right? And That's what you want. But you need to understand where that is for you. I think I'm going to say you don't need to, because it's sitting on top of the Sage card. You have to own what your true attraction is, because something's turning you on, and you know when it turns you on, and that's your thing. That's your kink. Could be related to the kitchen because it's here, but this card's more about seduction. This woman's in the kitchen in her bra and knickers, slowly undressing, drinking water, and it's just a bit of a seductive environment, and it seems a little bit off, like, okay, I wouldn't be too excited about that, but you are, and it's hot for you. So whatever that hot thing is for you, you've got to go for it. And also, fascinating, it is orgasm. Next to it on the honesty card, we've got orgasm. And what you need is orgasm. More orgasm, right? But what you want is to be able to take the independent risk towards that orgasmic experience. Let's say orgasmic experience, it sounds nicer, right? But you need an orgasmic experience that's genuinely fulfilling for you, in line with your kinks and fetishes and true heart's desire, because you've spent a lot of your life going with heart and third eye and crown to fulfill everyone else's needs around you, but no one's ever had the power to match you or give you a piggyback. Really be a member of the squad that's reliable and true, that's giving you the strength to really activate your lower chakras and become the man that you're destined to be. So you really do want independent risk to orgasm freely in a way that is your highest desire and fulfillment and wish, right? Your fetish, whatever gets you going, you deserve to experience that, right? In healthy ways. Right? So it's an understanding of shower power. Like get it. Like in my head, I've got to say, provided there are stuff that is inappropriate, guys. I always have to say this. Certain things are illegal. I don't see that here, but just disclaimer. Certain things you can't do. That's against the law. We're talking about sexual activities that are within the frames of the law. Then go wild. You deserve it. No matter how out there it may seem to be, if it is legal, go and get it, right? You deserve it. Nothing's better in life than being able to have an orgasmic experience that's genuinely fulfilling. Because you can have sex with loads and loads of people if you wish, and it will never fulfill you. Loads of men will tell you that. Look, I have that conversation with loads of men. Do you get what I mean? I generally have comfortable conversations with men about this kind of stuff, and why they have meaningless sex, and why they never feel fulfilled. And it is often related to the lower chakras. Because it takes work to surrender and choose to open up those more vulnerable parts of self. And there's the risk of being hurt and wounded, right? So you have to give zero fucks, because the zero fucks card's out. It's like, look around at every single aspect of your life. This is a lesson for you as well. A lot of times you sacrifice a lot of your own happiness and what you really want. Your heart has been online for years. Your third eye and crown chakra have been online for years. They are the most chakras that attract people to you. So you're more than likely popular, loved. People dote on you hand and foot. You can date anyone you really want to because you're that kind of guy, right? But the truth of the matter is, you've not really locked in with anyone properly and really been happy and smitten and received the sexual love and desire. You've never orgasmed to the point of fulfillment. That's hard for me to say, because I feel like, whoa, that's a lot to receive. But that's what I'm getting. You've never really had in some instance, okay, in some instance you haven't really had the climactal moment that you've really wanted. Yeah, I do know men that are unfulfilled sexually that haven't been able to reach climax at all, right? Or some guys that fake orgasm, or some guys that just choose to not even have sex anymore and just fulfill women in other ways because what they want and what they desire just isn't available to them, and They just desire to please others and never really get their needs met. And I feel like you're somewhere in one of those categories with this. Yeah, you've given zero fucks. I mean, you've given too many fucks about everyone else being satisfied. You're probably an overgiver in the bedroom, so you're going to do whatever the woman wants. And if she's demanding this and that and likes you to eat the cat, then you're going to spend a lot of your time serving the woman, making sure the woman has multiple orgasms, making sure the woman has enough oral, making sure the woman is comfortable, making sure the woman is catered for. You're a very good provider in that sense. And I see that related to your network and community. You may have had conversations with your friends and squad about what they do versus what you do, and how they have sex and you have sex. Or there's a lot about demeaning women and just treating women in this way or that way. And they could have implied that you were quite soft in the bedroom and just didn't really treat your woman rough enough. I kind of get. But there's also a conversation about the orgasm that you desire. There's a real story here, about a really lengthy story here. We're not going to go into it, but you would know what this is about, because it's a desire within you about your ultimate blast off. Yeah, your ultimate sexual desire, your ultimate sexual fantasy. And it's not even so much a place or a person or a thing, or it could be actually, but it's the ultimate for you, the supreme orgasmic experience that finally sets you free. Does that make sense? It sounds intensive, but because there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like you even desiring this, you get a little bit like, no, I'm not allowed to do this. And then in my head, I'm like, is this something inappropriate or illegal or not allowed? And it's not, right? You're not breaking any laws. You're not doing anything wrong from what I can see. This is not illegal. This is nothing disturbing. Yeah? This is a healthy sexual relationship and connection and desire that you have of them as a masculine. And maybe what you've been grown up seeing in your old squad and your old crews and with the old people that you love, yeah? It's just been a blockage for you because you haven't even been able to really truly have your fetish, So you got to give zero fucks now and go and get what you truly, truly want and what you're truly, truly attracted to and what you really, really do desire. Because, oh gosh, it's like we all have our turn-ons and our turn-offs. It's kind of like you've been aware of what turns you on, but it's always been a secondary to you because you've been more concerned about what your partner wants and needs to be turned on, or what all the guys in the clique and crew are doing to turn their females on. So you've taken all of their advice and haven't gone your own way and gone zero fucks. This is my fetish. This is my turn on. This is what I like and this is what I want. And you haven't really gone for it. I see a massive change in your reality where you're going back to that place where you can start to adore what you love again. This is fascinating because I guess there was a window of time where you had this fetish or this desire in your grasp. It was around you. It was with you. You was having more meaningful orgasms at the time, I assume. Yeah, this could be an ex in a relationship because I get the vibration that with the turning back card, right, in regards to what you want to turn back. You need to give zero fucks and go back to what you really want. But you want take an independent risk towards this and get that final release. It's pure as well with a shower power. It's clean. You're washed. Did you get? I mean, you're born again. Yeah, weird way to bring sex into this conversation, but you're finally going to get the orgasm that you really desire. And sometimes the orgasm that you really desire, oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous, in the feminine aspect, right? I'm getting loads of dirty visions in my head about sex and porn positions and how we all get super nasty and like this is how we like it, and porn makes you believe in all of this stuff. Sometimes you just want to cuddle. Sometimes you just want to kiss. Sometimes you just want genuine intimacy. Sometimes you just want to cry on someone. Sometimes you just want to look deeply in someone's eyes. Sometimes you just, I don't know. it's so gorgeous, because what you want would demasculate you in certain social settings with men that are very stereotypical and misogynist. Because what you actually want, that you're concerned of, is a kink. It's really simple and light, and truly the core of feminine. It's romance, it's love, it's passionate and seductive. It's assurance, it's reassuring, it's safety, it's warm, it's nurturing. Yeah, it's a motherly vibration without the mother connotation in a creepy way, right? It's truly it's love and romance. That's what you really want. It's not a freaky time and a turn up and a sexy bend over. It's not getting sucked here and there or doing this fetish. You want genuine love and romance and connection and kinship, and someone who can turn your chakras on, someone who can turn on that root chakra and still manage the volcano that erupts because of it, because that's going to make you orgasm. Someone that's sexy as fuck as well, right? Imagine that. Someone, you're looking for a feminine vibration, but also the feminine qualities within yourself, because you got to exude that before you receive that back. Like attracts like, right? So you need to be able to start opening up your root chakra to feminine, to the point where you start to get that earth plates rubbing up against each other. Sorry guys, I'm monotropic, that's how my brain works. But the volcano starts to go. You start to get triggered, stimulated in a way where you're challenging yourself on opening up about you, your fears in relationships. Romance has to be challenged, yeah? Vulnerability in love and relationship has to be challenged. And then you have to accept how you really feel about a person and be able to then discuss that. And that's the orange. That's just above the root chakra. And now you're really shaking. Is that person going to receive me? Is that person going to reject me? Am I going to get a reciprocal vibration or not? Am I going to get rejected or denied? They're all experiences we are forced to have in order to evolve and find romance. Because romance doesn't just walk in and grab you, and you don't get that orgasmic moment that you're seeking and this kinky shower and kitchen vibration without going on that journey. You got to go on the journey now. You're wise enough to do it. You really are. So it's about opening up now. So your needs in this situation was needing someone else to carry you. If someone else can carry you, right, then you know that they're powerful and you're powerful, and there's reliability there. Yeah, I want to say so much more about this, but I don't want to eat up time because we've been here an hour, okay, nearly. So I'm going to wrap this down and get the outcome, but let me finalize this clearly so you truly do receive, okay? In relationships, you want that power dynamic to be strong enough, right? Because you can't be in a relationship where someone's always going to lean on you, and you can't be in a relationship where you always have to lean on the other person. Masculine or feminine, no matter what, you need to be able to go ebb and flow, bounce back and forth, and have a reciprocal even vibration. Even when you're up or you're down, you're having a good day or bad day, good year, good month, good and bad years, awful times, trauma, tragedy, the whole nine. You have to be able to cycle through that together and still carry each other, and still be each other's squad, community, even if it is just two. Because I keep looking at the squad, but that requires both of you to unite, and then also have reciprocal vibrations that come in and still keep you guys solid, yeah? And that's me talking about you too, as just the 50% of you that's still offline with the clairvoyance, yeah? Because when you start to turn on that vibration, you start to let your study what the root chakra and the lower chakras are that you're missing. Study what they mean. The fear within you, the survival instinct, the fight or flight, the need to be a certain way, taking a risk. That's all the root chakra. You got to try. You've got to do something to jolt those chakras out of place to get you. They're already shaking from what we can tell. So you've got to push yourself forward into situations. Whatever this, there's a group around you that's already blasted off. There's already been experiences that you've already received that are aligned to this, that have started to shake those chakras. Those chakras have been stirred up. But it's up to you to follow through and understand acceptance comes with the sacral. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. Why are you feeling this way? Why are you thinking what you're thinking? What do you want? What do you need? This is what we're doing today. This is what you can do in journals or speaking. Try spoken word for your audio device as well. For your phone audio, your laptop audio. Try and do your videos of you just sitting there selfie ways and just having a conversation with yourself, but imagining it's that person that you want to talk to, or you are the person you want to talk to. Start practicing that speech, that verbiage in the mirror. Work on getting those words out, because that throat chakra needs activation. A lot of work on the throat. Talk all the time, out loud. If no one's around you, it's fine. But then do it, write it down. Not even write, no, it needs to be spoken. Audio, camera, get it out, get it going every day. Set yourself 10 minutes of a deep conversation with self about your root and your sacral and your throat. And then you're going to be flying in a month or so, because your body's going to start to pick up more momentum because you're practicing what you're desiring to achieve. This is how we manifest results for you here. That's the key. Yeah. So with that, this orgasmic energy is zero fucks. This is what I want. Go for what you want. This is a whole conversation about you really diving into what you want, but it's not your everyday thing, right? So that makes you insecure, and that rattles your chakras, basically the chakras that are off. And that's something you've anciently adored, but you know it takes independent risk to achieve. It makes you hot and steamy. That's why the shower power's here. But some part of it's already blasted off and activated you, and there is a real desire for you to lock in, because you feel like it is your divine feminine piggyback that you need. I'm just reading the labels of the card, so if that sounds weird, I'm sorry. But that's just the card sign. So now we're going to get you an outcome and call it a day, okay? Let's dive in over here. Don't be intimidated. Do you know, okay, tips, okay? Don't be intimidated by women, because women are also intimidated. No one's immune. The way I break intimidation, and I'm quite goofy and geeky and nerdy anyway, and I'm an over talker and an oversharer. So, and I overdo a full stop. But the way I get over that is I just overshare. And actually my worst trait, but it works well for me. This is weird to say, but what works well for me, and I will stand by it, I'm still single now, it's working. If I go in heavy at the start with everyone, in every relationship I have, I choose to show my worst self first. Even on Twitter, when I at people, it's the first time I at them, I'm going to try and be the worst version of self first, because I don't like people to get too attached to the nice side of me. Because I know the nice side of me is so nice and loving and kind, and I'll do anything for anyone on the planet, and I'll give my heart, and no matter what's going on with you, I'll support you no matter what, provided you're not doing anything illegal and immoral and unjust. I will ride for you no matter what. So my thing with that is, I can't afford for you to see all of that and desire all of that and get attached to that side of me, because that's nice and lovely, but there's also a side to me that's incredibly psycho. Not psycho at all, really, but let's say masculine. In my opinion, as a feminine, that's the masculine traits, because I'm loud and I'm bitchy and I'm gonna cuss, and I get into bad man gunfinger energy, start slewing up the place, doing gangster rap during a tough window of time, and then I start battling for energy or power plays. Power plays and power dynamics in a relationship are a big thing. So every now and then, you when you feel insecure, or personally when my chakras are rattled, I'm battling for dominance or control or authority, because I feel like invalidated or not seen or not understood or not given back to, because I've overshared. Yeah. So although the oversharing works, because then I can see whether or not I'm going to be able to receive on that highest vibration, because sometimes I can overgive and someone will just sit there and lap it and take it all up. So if I show you all of me first, then I can understand the ratio of, okay, you can't give me, how much can I not pull back self? And then I realize if I have to pull back myself all the way and lose my natural essence of giving, because I feel like I lose when I give so much of me, and I'm giving all of me freely because I'm neurodiverse, I'm high functioning, I've got all of this to go, I've got all of this to say, and I'm flying and I'm gone and I'm off, and I'm only clinging when I'm feeling unrequited vibration, when it's not reciprocal, you know. And the more that someone pulls away from me, the more I start to cling. That's the back and forth, the push and pull. That's often how everyone thinks they're in twin flame unions. It's the runner and the chaser, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, that person's slowly pulling away, let me cling. Oh, they're pulling away more, let me cling more. Oh my God, what's going on? And I let go, and they pull and push and pull. It's that kind of energy, and understanding your variance in that. Where do you lie? Because you want to over giver to the point where you're like, okay, I can't give to that anymore. Or don't you get, or do you just let the other person overgive? Because normally it's the woman that gets called the clinger and the bunny boiler and all of those kind of things. Because the woman always has to kind of show up and be the rock for the masculine, I feel. I feel like the women are so much more powerful. The feminine side is so much more powerful, in my opinion, because they have to be the anchor for the masculine. They have to hold the masculine, and they have to keep the masculine's heart alive and keep the masculine's feminine secrets. Yeah, because every masculine, in my opinion and in my heart, has a lot of feminine secrets and feminine insecurities, and they can't come out and be blossom and evolve if the masculine isn't allowed to fully show those sides of self freely without judgment, and repeatedly return to that vulnerability, because then that masculine can go out and be the masculine and be powerful and strong, because he has a safe place to fall into feminine vibration. He has a safe feminine to meet him. So in the shadow, yeah, and off public platform, the masculine realistically in a powerful dynamic should become feminine, and the feminine should then become masculine in ratio of exchange, in yin and yang. Because in the moment that the masculine falls into feminine vibration, the feminine falls into masculine vibration, and now we have yin and yang. Now we have true union. Now we have true kin and love and relationship. And then, okay, the masculine gets to be feminine for a little while the feminine takes on the masculine power role, right? And then heals the masculine. And in that same breath, the feminine's healing. Because what does every feminine truly desire? To cradle her masculine. To be that for the masculine. To hold masculine. To let the masculine know, you can fall into me. I'm here for you. You can be vulnerable with me. I'll love you forever. And the masculine is not even looking at the feminine most of the time with that kind of connotation. I'm fine. I don't need you. I'm going out with a man them. Cry. No, you don't see me cry because I don't need to cry. No, I don't want to cuddle you and do, I don't know, I'm trying to give you an example, but I haven't really got it. Like, but no, I don't want to do something overly girly, or no, I don't want to lay on the sofa with you with face masks and cucumbers on my eyes. No, I don't want my nails painted. No, I don't want to sit down with my legs crossed and have a glass of wine with you. Do you know what I mean? But there's those moments where some of these things are a massive exchange and a surrender and a release for the masculine and the feminine, because feminine struggles so much in relationships when the masculine refuses to embrace feminine. And that means when you don't embrace the feminine within you, the feminine suffers because her masculine's dying. She needs time to be masculine with you. And that isn't being man them. That is being the authoritative barrel, right? This is the greatest vision I've got in my head. I'm going to leave you with this, and then we're going to get the outcome quickly, but this is kind of it, right? This is the outcome. The masculine is the barrel, and the water we're putting in the barrel, the flowers, whatever we want to fill the barrel with, that's the feminine. The feminine has all of these Lakshmi, Kalima, Radha arms and hands. Or Radha doesn't even have that many arms and hands. But all of the arms and hands, right, that we see in deities, that's the feminine. So many components. We fill the barrel with feminine. The masculine is the barrel. But every now and then, the masculine needs to be able to shift vibration and be the contents instead of the holder. Yeah? So sometimes the feminine desires to be the barrel for the masculine to pour all of his contents into. And then on the flip side, the masculine then can come out and rebirth like a caterpillar would, like a lotus evolves, like a lot of different animals ascend out of a cocoon, yeah? Everyone seems to think that the masculine must be the barrel and the female pours repeatedly all of her parts and self into the barrel. It closes, out comes a brand new feminine butterfly, whatever you want to call it, and there she's gone, being the beautiful divine one. But the masculine too needs to rebirth. Evolution is a must, yeah? So the feminine needs to be able to become barrel and hold while the masculine pours all of himself, and that is hard. In stereotypes today, with the majority of masculine showing up in the way they do, it is hard to find a powerful fucking woman that can turn into a barrel and take the contents of masculine femininity and hold firm on it and not move and wait for her masculine to rebirth and come out and cocoon and be anew, and then go through that cycle every year, annually, as part of relationship, monthly, on and off, depending on how rapid your rate of evolution is. It's difficult. But that's what true union is. That's what true masculine and feminine it is. And masculine and feminine starts inside. Once again, like attracts like. So although we've spoken about your counterpart here and your relationships that you could or might have or desire, firstly, that starts with you. So it even starts with your orgasmic experiences being manifested through vision and thought and fantasy of what you truly desire. Because are you even robbing yourself of the orgasmic experiences that you do want, even in fantasy? Because if it's something that's not inappropriate at all, which the cards clearly say it's not, there's nothing wrong with it, have you accepted what you truly desire, and have you allowed that to be part of your outward reality and expression, and how you treat yourself and care for yourself and feel on yourself first and value you? Talk to yourself in that person, in that vibration. Yeah? A lot of changes to your public appearance, I think, or your outward expression, the way that you speak publicly as well, because you're moving into a powerful position. Over the next 4 years, I get major shifts. Like, removing of the mask. For you, it may feel like it's removing of a mask of who you used to be and who you are now, or you're changing in a major way, but you're not. You're not removing a mask at all. You're evolving and you're becoming more compassionate. You're digging deep, because actually you really do desire a feminine essence. I'm looking at 2 different feminines here as well, and normally I would go in, this would be for a reading for two aspects, like third party situation, but it's not. I'm looking at 2 sides of one feminine. Wow, this is the outcome. You are heading over the next 4 years into the feminine side of your clairvoyance. So you're going to really shift in a powerful way from the masculine outlooks you've had to being a lot more comfortable in your feminine energy. That doesn't change your gender or make you anything trans, or it's not related to gender or sex or biology at all. But it will empower you. You may be more open to floral print and lace crocheted tops. Like, there's a guy that I absolutely he's the perfect example. I love Jordan. He used to be on Love Island. He now is a model. He's sensational. Where he came from Love Island and he went viral on Foot Asylum, and there was made a annoying comment about him that went viral. Everyone made songs about him. He had an awful reputation on Love Island. He was really masculine in his persona, just kind of living up to the cameras and doing what he's doing. I don't know him at all, may I add. And if you're listening, I'm sorry that I'm running analytics on you. But his journey is the most beautiful journey. Because I only saw him maybe mid last year or late last year. His viral clip came up again. And I thought, where is he? What's he doing now? And I looked and I found out he's a model now. He's sexy as fuck, powerful as fuck in his new energy. He's evolved. He's changed his style now. When I first saw him again, he had dreads. And he was wearing sexy crochet top with baggy pants. Like, his style is elite. He's so fucking lit. He's clearly masculine, but he's so comfortable with his femininity and who he is now, because he's a model. And as a model, you get forced to wear loads of different clothes. And you've got a stylist or someone arranging your outfits. Whoever was sorting out his styling or inspired him to just shift and wear whatever the fuck he likes. Fabric, silk, lace, crochet, wool, knit, layering. He's sensational. Oh, I love his fashion sense. I love who he's become. Moreover, I love the evolution of his journey, because he just stepped into his power. You can just see who he was. He's gone through a journey of from boy to man. He's shifted. And the community he was in, from Love Island and Foot Asylum, they don't really accept kind of people that would dress that way, or like, you have to have a certain kind of persona to fit in. He didn't fit in. He went viral because he was so different in that group. So he's shifted, gone to a whole new social circle, which clearly has also improved his net worth and clearly his mental health and emotional well-being, because he's out here doing yoga and meditation, really positive healing stuff. And it's rewarding to look at someone shifting energy and growth and go, hell yeah, look at you, you found yourself and you're amazing. And he's an inspiration, I think, to a load of us out here going through our own masculine and feminine vibrations, because you can clearly see he found that shift within him. And he's still clearly masculine through and through. And he's not even doing anything remotely non-binary or trans at all. He's just a sensational human being that stands in his power and is just glorious at what he does. Really gorgeous model. And yeah, that's Jordan, who was on Love Island donkeys ago. And I can't remember his handle on social media, so I'm sorry. But yeah, he's a really lovely guy. And that's the best way I can leave it. So this is what I'm going to leave you with as well, because once you've turned the 50% of your feminine on and you fall into that, very quickly after that shift, you're going to fall into ratios, more of a molecular structure of that experience, because then there's going to be a risque feminine and a very innocent, subtle feminine, yeah? Which is also what you're attracting in reality in your partner that you do have now, because they'll be shifting with you, or whoever you attract into your life next, because like attracts like. So the feminine that you're attracting has that risque yet feminine elegance and innocence. Like, okay, what's that phrase? Yes, it's come to my head. Lady in the streets, freak in the sheets kind of vibration. And that's going to rise in you as well. So there's this really serene, powerful, gorgeous vibration that's so aligned to all of your past mastery of heart chakra, third eye chakra and crown. But then also there's all of this rough, rustic, lusty, vibrant, in a positive way. That's the yin and yang alignment of a rougher, sexy, devious, I want to say chunky, but cheeky, because in one of these images this woman's totally covered up and serene. In the other image, this woman's tits are out and she's dripping in pearls and stuff, and it's got some kind of like thing around her neck, really like sacred. I don't know what it is. There's some sacred kind of cord, spiritual totemy thing, it looks like. There's some symbol on it, but I think it's just a feminine symbol. The feminine symbol attached to some a cord, basically, while she's naked as well, with all these kind of pearls and beads and stuff. So it's really exotic and rich and sexy and vibrant. It's really Cleopatra energy, but it's really serene and subtle. So you can see the shifting even in feminine. You're going to master masculine and feminine within you. It's going to attract a female vibration or improve your female relationship you have now with the outward feminine. And then that relationship is going to even go to new heights for evolution, because you're going to see the yin and yang of feminine. Right now we're studying yin and yang of masculine and feminine, get me? Then you're going to be studying yin and yang of the feminine duality, Now you're ready for feminine duality after this, which is awesome, because then you're going to go back and then study masculine duality and then realize, fuck, the exact same thing, yin and yang, masculine, feminine, union, clarity, mind blown. Now you truly understand other and self and X and Y chromosome and the purpose of self and what true love is and how it is found and mirrored and like attracts like through your self-discovery. So don't hold back anymore and limit yourself, okay? Because the outcome is you're really awakening to who you are and what you need to be doing. I mean, there's nothing for you to be scared of or worried about. Dive into what you truly want and desire. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all is wrong with what you want and what you desire. You have a good heart and you're not like everyone else. So go for what you really, really want. You've spent a long time desiring it. So you go after it and be happy with that choice. Obviously go at the rate that's suitable for you. There's no real rush whatsoever. But yeah, you're moving into a really beautiful relationship with yourself and with another person in time. And then you're going to find beautiful, serene moments where you can be feminine, she can be feminine, she can be masculine, you can be masculine. And the masculine and feminine unity of both of you just comes into oneness and wholeness. It's like, this is the vision I'm getting in my head. A masculine and a feminine standing side by side and getting sucked into a Pokemon ball and it being closed. And now the Pokemon trainer, whenever they're ready, can open up the ball and a new what's it called again when the Pokemon elevates? A new phase, a new stage of Pokemon will be born, because these two masculine and feminine vibrations in the physical, may I add, are coming out as a new union, like joint. Yeah, it's not even like husband and wife, partner and connection. I'm literally seeing Siamese vibration. So it's like a whole new chi, or it's high level alchemy and mastery. And that's gorgeous because that's happening within you. And then that's what's allowing you to manifest that union that you want in reality, that mirrors something really sensational because you've manifested it internally first. So well done, okay? I hope that finds you well. Feel free to add comments if you like to below. Do hit like, feel free to subscribe. And do check out the feminine content as well that I'll make at some point. Definitely not today, but I will try and come back to a feminine scope on this, because it would be nice to see the polarity of this. Even though that we cover the feminine quite a bit towards the end because you fell into that vibration. But fascinating reading. Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. And I'll be back soon, okay? Bye.